Greetings out there in YouTube land. This is Morris, man. And as always, I thank you guys for coming to my channel. And I'm going to actually kind of do a brief follow-up to the video I just did regarding music production. Because after viewing that video, there was a few other things that I want to, I guess, talk about or discuss that's really important. And the segment that I was talking about was the songbooks and Justin Timberlake song. And I think the name of it was called Sexy Ladies. And this is a point that I want to make, which was really important. Because I mentioned in the video that it was only a one-chord song. Just one chord for the entire song. And I listed artists, or should I say the composers of this song, which is Justin Timberlake, Tim Mosley, and Nate Hills. And I say to myself, it took not one guy, not two guys, but three guys to write a one-chord song. And I'm sure that perhaps, a lot of the work went into the lyrics, but, everybody's different because me personally, I've written over 100 songs and half of them were published and recorded. And out of those songs, 99.9% of them songs, I wrote all the lyrics. I really collaborate with another writer as far as lyrics because I look at it this way, and everybody's different. My story is a story I'm conveying, and to bring somebody else in that know really nothing about the story I'm trying to convey, it's just kind of disastrous. But there's some people that are not, I guess, versed enough to write an entire song lyrically without anybody else. But me personally, that was always off limits because I will always not have a problem working musically with other musicians as far as a collaboration of songs. But I feel when it comes to your lyrics, if you can't pull it off, just have somebody else write for you. Because it doesn't make any sense to have three people write a one-chord song. I mean, how hard is that? But I'm not trying to criticize. The point I'm making is how far R&B music has taken a hit as far as dabblers. Because again, like I said, in the 80s, it changed music, R&B history forever because of the crack cocaine epidemic, and drug dealers started jumping in and building music companies and record labels, and they know nothing about running a record label or bringing in musicians to write and produce. They went and got buddies and they started dabbling. And as a result of that, you get stuff like this, a one-chord song, So unfortunately, it's pretty sad. But I also want to mention this as far as India Aria. What I love about her stuff is, first of all, I just love the packaging of her songbooks. I mean, beautiful, bright, happy colors, and the beautiful chord progressions that she used. And what I noticed, and this is why I really did this video, the second one, because I want to stress this as far as her. She's really one of the few artists, especially today, that she takes a lot of pride in her product and not sell out or take compromises, because what I love about her stuff is this. All of the chords are in her songs. You have the chord charts. You have the actual voicings for the recording, meaning that what she played on the recording is actually diagrammed on the chord chart. Because a lot of chord charts only give you this generic first position nonsense, and you have to find the voicing that matches up with the record. But with her, she's attention to detail. Every song in this songbook, the diagrams above the staff are the actual fingerings of the grips and the voicings on the guitar that she played on the actual recording. You rarely ever get that, especially in today's music. So I want to make a point to do this video just to stress that, and also make this statement. Now in my possession, I have every Anita Baker songbook that's been put out. Because I've had most of them at some point in time, but I've never had all of them at the same time. So I got all four of them. And here's something interesting, and it's unfortunate. As we know, Anita Baker sold a lot of records, especially in her heyday. And this is her biggest album to date, the Rapture album. So this songbook goes for like $100 now. And you look at the chords, and you see the diagrams above it, and they kind of correspond with the record, give or take, and a few you might have to find the right voicings. But for the most part, it's a legitimate book. But unfortunately, and this is her biggest seller, and these books came, or the records came after this one. And unfortunately, they went watered down afterwards. Because normally when you sell a lot of units for a record company, the next time around, they look out for you and even allow you to do whatever you want to do. But unfortunately, they took a step back with her because with this songbook and these other two, you have, you know, this garbage where you have the name of the chords, the guitar chords or the chords, but you don't have a guitar diagram. So now you basically have to find the voicings for yourself as opposed to the diagram show you what the guitar player will be doing to complement the piano player, or what the piano player is doing and the guitar player is mimicking those voicings. Unfortunately, after that CD or album songbook, they just got lazy and just started writing the chords over the staff. So now you're forced to just go ahead and try to find the voicings on your own. And as we know, Anita Baker stuff is not simple. You know, Anita Baker, Earth, Wind and Fire, who else? Steely Dan, Luther Vandross. Those artists are not a walk in the park. You know, they're going to make you work. And I like that because the harder you work, the better you become as a musician. But again, unfortunately, they went cheap. You know, they went lazy. You know, no diagrams, just the name of the chord over the staff, and now you have to find the voicings. So I just want to make a point of doing a follow-up video because it was really important that I touched on India Aria stuff. You know, if you can grab her books, grab them because, you know, the diagrams to her songs, like which is one of her biggest hits, Ready for Love, there is a chord. And let me see if I can find it right quick. Let me see. Ready for Love, page 24. The very first chord is called the E minor 9 chord. And that chord is a very significant or very important chord in that song because the voicings that she used for that particular chord has a very unique sound. And when you hear that song, you hear these chords and you say, man, it's just kind of, I've really never heard that chord or not in that voicing. And it gives you the actual diagram of that chord, how she played it on the recording. And it's very important with this song in particular that you match up the voicings perfectly so it sounds like the record. Because I can play an E minor chord, E minor 9 chord in different positions and it sounds nothing like the voicing that she used. So she's a very important artist to look to, you know, to keep an eye on because she's trying to, I guess, revitalize R&B music. Because right now R&B music is a bunch of watered down junk. And I hate to say that, and I'm not trying to knock the artists of today because they just follow the format that they're following to record records. You know, like a Justin Timberlake. I mean, I wish I can get together with Justin Timberlake. I could write him some songs that'll blow his mind instead of these 1 or 2 chord songs that take 3 guys to write. You know, but unfortunately, that's the state of R&B as it is today. And it's sad because you look at your rock counterparts, and rock music hasn't changed. You know, it's still guys that are playing live instruments and playing, and they know how to play. You know, it's not a thing where today's rock music is like this, where a guitar player come in and play, you know, a chord, then another chord, and they stop the tape, and they just isolate that chord, and they just cut and paste it throughout the song. No, they come in, play. If they make a mistake, they do it again like they did in the 60s. But R&B music today, they bring in samples of other artists that did it 30 years ago. The people that played can't really play piano well. They playing with one hand, and you know, there's not a lot of different chord progressions or changes or bridges. Just a one chord groove for 6-7 minutes. You know, so it's unfortunate that it is in the state that it is, but this is the reason why. Like I said, in the 80s, when crack cocaine came around, it allowed these people that would never be able to get into the music business based on their lack of talent to create music companies and record labels and bring in other people that didn't know how to play and just dabblers. And they created this, what we have now, which is just a empty, hollow shell of songs. Because again, the majority of Justin Timberlake songs, and again, I'm not knocking Justin Timberlake, they 1 or 2 chords. That's it. There's really no bridge, there's no change, there's no modulation. It's just 1 or 2 chords, you know, which lets you know that these people that are writing these songs are not really writers, you know, because they musical vocabulary chord-wise is extremely limited because they're not really musicians. But I thought I would give you this other video because it's really important to stress and promote this woman. Keep an eye on her because she's going to be a legend in her time at some point in time. Trust me on this, you know. There's not too many women or men doing R&B that can do what she do or doing what she doing. And God bless her because she's trying to keep R&B alive in the manner that it deserves supposed to be alive. So on that note, I'm signing off. And as always, I thank you guys for watching my channel. Take care. Till next time.